Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and for people who are celebrating, Happy Labor Day. Welcome to another round of Canje Plays. Today we're going to be getting into Divinity Original Sin by Larian Studios, who made this board game from their very popular game, Divinity Original Sin 2. The first one was an amazing game, but 2 felt like a lot like if you play Baldur's Gate 3. Divinity Original Sin came before it, and it's what built Baldur's Gate. That engine built off of Baldur's Gate 3. So, same type of stuff that you were able to do in Baldur's Gate 3, you were able to do in this game. It's a beautifully created world that Larian Studios created, and they made it into board game form. I'm going to attempt the unthinkable. I'm going to try to play three-handed today. Only because I played as Mark. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Hey, Steve. Yeah, don't forget the cooldowns. I will try not to. So, I will try to play three-handed because when we played, we had 3 people playing on Saturday when we were learning the game, and it felt better to me than when we played two-player. It was fine. We were able to manage, and it was fine, but it felt like we were missing some stuff. So, I'm going to attempt to play three-handed today and not goof it up if my brain can make sense. Of course, you are all here to help me, and we're going to figure this out. If you have not played this game before the IP, I love the IP. I thought it was I really liked it. It's a deep in depth. Baldur's Gate 3 is bigger. It is way bigger than Divinity Original Sin 2. But still, that doesn't change from the scope of it being big as well. Hey Matt, hey Brian, hey Sean, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. So, before I begin, I just want to say thank you to my patrons, subscribers, and if you're neither coming in to hang out, thank you and welcome as well. We're going to try to do our best in the three-handed game. My brain is going to fry, so I'm going to be looking at chat constantly if I miss something. Hey, Fred! How's it going? It's been so long! So Fred was kind enough to send me this. So this is Fred's game, and he sent it to me for me to try out, and I was finally able to get through some stuff, and I was able to get to it. So, Tiny Hope all as well. We'll chat later, but yeah, I'm so happy to see you. All right, let's get down to the table, play some of this, and see how it goes. So let's do table. All right, so everything that be done will be done through the Divine Atlas, which is the map, right, of the world. When you start playing, there's a tutorial that kind of walks you through. It walks you through combat first, and then it has you do interactions, then combat, and then it pitches you into the game. Now, if you've played the IP of Divinity Original Sin 2, right? If you played the IP, you'll recognize the intro tutorial. Hey, Cassie, how's it going? So basically, I have to use this because I need all this space. It's not a table beast, but it is a big table. It has a table presence. It'll fit on your dinner table without issue. But it's not a table beast, but it does have a table berth. In the world of Rivellon, a religious sect known as the Divine Order holds power. Mages make up a faction of the Order bent on following the rule of law, and they have seen fit to upend your life. Under decree to detain anyone suspected of being a sorcerer, because you channeled the source, the Maesters arrest you along with any other capable of using powerful source magic, because source is dangerous. Think of, if you've read the Wheel of Time stuff, you know what, like, Rand's predecessor did? Yeah. You find yourself on a prison transport ship where you overhear whispers from others like you. The Magisters believe there is a connection between sorcerers and the attacks that have been carried out by nightmarish creatures called Voidwoken. Bound by a magical collar that cannot be easily removed, your ability to use your source magic is greatly impeded. Worse, the ship is headed to an isolated island called Fort Joy, a prison from which there can be no escape. But hope is not lost. Through quick thinking, you have made allies among some of the prisoners. Though you may well end up in Fort Joy, there is no prison that will hold you. Not while you have the strength to fight back. So it'll be good. Yeah, you've been missed. Hey, Chad, how's it going? I hope this isn't like Peak Team. No, I hope not either. Oh man. Alright, so then we turn and it gives us kind of like this tutorial walkthrough. It makes you pick 4 characters, like if you're playing 4-player, it auto gives you everything, and then has you go through the tutorial with just these 4 characters, and just kind of does some explaining of keywords, what things mean, actions, status effects, whatnot, and then it kicks you into the tutorial. In the tutorial, you start in the torture chamber, and basically the ship and I'll just go through this because I shifted. So the ship creaks and sways on the ocean as you lie shackled to a table. A loud crack shudders through the vessel, followed by raised voices shouting orders from above. The ship is under attack. When a second surge hits, the sheer force of it sends vibrations throughout the ship, causing the wood table to splinter and allowing you to free yourself from your bonds. Unfortunately, another prisoner is also let loose. Darkhand sends his regards, he says, and moves quickly to attack you as you stumble towards your weapons. So if you're playing 2-player, this is where the time tracker gets set, and we'll talk about the time tracker when we get to the beach. But then we have to fight the enemies based on how many there are, how many players are playing, but we have to fight the enemies. And after we fight the enemies, after we defeat them, we then get to move around. And then we go to the lower deck, where we get to interact with people, and then there's an ambush slot where we get in another fight. And then after that, we go up to the top of the ship, where, hey, the ship's being attacked by Kraken! You fool! The guy, basically, the Dark End takes off his collar, and he unleashes his power, which calls a Kraken. The Kraken comes, attacks the ship, and it blows up, and then it sinks. It sinks, basically. So if you played the game, you kind of know about what happens here. But that's the gist of it. So the ship sinks, and then your adventure awaits. Now here, you can either keep going with the characters, with the tutorial characters that they gave you, or they give you the option of making your own, which I chose to do. I chose to make my own characters, right? I'll show you who these are. It's already included. Yeah, and it's really cool because you get to choose 4 skills from any school. You're not tied to it. You actually get to make these characters the way you want. Which I really, really enjoy. So we'll talk about So let's talk about our characters that we have. This is a good thing. And yes, I painted the minis yesterday, which I still have cross eyes from doing that. So our first character is going to be Tangustal. So she starts with 7 health. When it comes to her turn, she will get 4 action points. Her level is 1. She will have 1 source that she can be able to use. It's basically that's your reroll, right? You can reroll dice from anyone with source. She'll have one talent. That's what that means. And then she has some keywords that are here: mercenary and barbarian. When you make a challenge roll, this is her ongoing skill. Hey Leo, when you make a challenge roll, you start with 3 red dice instead of 3 white dice. Now the white dice is this one. It has 1 double hit, 2 blanks, 1 of these special ability ones that show, and then the rest are just regular hits. So that's kind of its makeup, and it's the weakest die that you can roll. Red has no blanks. As you can see, it's just hit, 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 and then 1 special that's here. Blue, red is kind of like the top, because blue, it's white, blue, red. Blue only has 1 miss, and then everything else is kind of what it is, right? So those are the levels of it. So instead of rolling white dice, I'll roll red dice when doing challenges, which she's really great for challenges. These are also 2-sided cards. You see I'm level 1 here. When I level up, I get to level 2, and I could go all the way up to level 6 with this character, so it's pretty cool. But those are my keywords, and you'll see keywords in a second. Her skill that she has is going to be called All Skilled Up, because it makes sense. It's a level 1. It's a level 1 talent that she has, and basically this makes sense to go with her because it says when you make a challenge roll, each special symbol you roll counts as a success. So now it heightens her ability of gaining more successes on a roll, and it just makes more sense to use with her for All Skilled Up. Her starting weapon that she's going to have is going to be the longsword. So it will cost 2 action points to use, right? And basically it's a 2-handed item. If we're going to sell it, buy it, this is how much it would cost. It's range 0 to a single target. When we attack, we'll roll 3 white dice, and then we'll add 2 to it. So in this game, you are you do hit, but that doesn't mean you do damage. So there still can be a thing as a miss, because if someone's arm, let's say if I roll all blanks on this, which I will, and I have, then I'm only doing 2 damage, but if the enemy's armor is 2, then I don't do any damage, but at least you get a chance to hit, right? You know what I mean? It's a false sense of security. It has the keyword melee weapon, and when you attack with this, if your target has at least 1 status, you may re-roll 1 die. So a little bit of re-roll mitigation on bad rolls if they have a status card. Her armor is going to be the bandit armor. So it's a chest piece, it goes in the chest slot. She gets +3 to defense, so if anyone hits me, I subtract 3 from whatever damage they're doing. And then for magical, this is for physical defense. And then for magical defense, she does +1. So not as strong as avoiding magic, but pretty strong in avoiding physical. And this item has no special ability; it's just some armor that you have with you. Then we have to choose 4 cards for her starting card set, right? From any school. I decided to take her through two-handed and warfare. So two-handed, because it makes sense, right? So this is the two-handed skill, level 1 only, because that's what you can pick. And it says requires a two-handed melee weapon, which we do have. It costs 1 action point, and it will take 2 time. It will take 2 time to cool down to get back to my hand. So the cooldown track is there, and I really like it. This plays akin to what you saw in Rogue Angels, but Rogue Angels pushes stuff. This one doesn't push; it stacks. So I prefer Rogue Angel one because there's a potential to push stuff. But this is a stack. You'll see what I mean when I say that. Make an attack with a two-handed melee weapon. Roll +1 blue die. So when I make an attack, it would be 3 white +1 blue. If you roll any special symbols, your target gains sundered for 2 rounds. And that's what that sets to. Then we see her defense, her warfare card. So this is an ongoing effect. It costs 2 action points. It's face up at basically at time 5, and when you get to time 1, it flips face down. So I have it for that time. While this is face up, once per turn, when you are the target of an attack, you may slide this a slot to reroll 1 of the attacker's dice. If you have an equipped shield, you may ignore 1 die rolled instead of rerolling. So I don't, but this is still a good thing for a level 1 warfare. Her next level 1 warfare is Battering Ram. So this does not cost any action points, but it is still a 2-time cooldown. Range 0 single, roll 1 blue die for the attack. So it says, also roll +1 blue die for each space you entered this turn. So you're just running at them attacking. For each special you roll, add +1 damage. If you roll any of those, your target gains stunned for 2 rounds. And then finally her last card is, I'm all in, baby. 1 action point, 1-time cooldown, requires a two-handed. Make an attack with a two-handed weapon. Add your character level to your roll. So I'd add 1 to the roll. And this is level 1 for two-handed. So this is the starting for Tanguistal. And she gains a source collar. All of them have these source collars, which is this. It's an intact source collar. After any dice roll, no matter who does it, made by an origin or an enemy, you may spend 1 source to reroll any number of dice that were rolled. And we start off with 1 source. I'm knocking everybody over. We'll start off with 1 source on our intact collar. And that is Tanguistal. Let's talk about our next character that we created. This is just the intro. I know you want to see the game, but trust me, you need to know this stuff because you need to help my life. So the Red Prince starts with 7 health as well. Level 1, 4 action points, same things that are here, that you see there. He has Noble and Scholar. You are immune to fire damage and can't gain burning. I'm a dragon. Why should I? Right? Dragonkin. So I made him our ranged character. So ranged character, it costs 1 action point to attack. Range 3, so I could be 3 spaces away at 1 target. Roll 3 white dice. Before rolling, you may spend +1 action point to roll +1 red die, which is pretty cool to try to guarantee a hit. I also gave him the banded armor, which gives him a little bit of stick-to-itiveness for fighting, and then his talent is Pet Pal. If you've played the game, you know why I picked Pet Pal. If you have not played the game, you will find out why I picked Pet Pal. You can speak with animals. Yes, it is a thing they put in the game. It hurts my soul, and it is very important in the game. I basically took on the mantle of, yes, get the jokes out now, people. I see everyone typing about pets. Go ahead, get it all out now. Alright, he is going to mark of Huntsman, which is the bode class. So basically, special. This is a special one that takes 2, 3 cooldown, range 0 to a single target. I roll 3 blue plus my weapon level of healing. So this is first aid. Your target heals damage equal to your roll. If they are undead, they take damage instead because undead only heals by poison. For each special you roll, remove your choice of bleeding, blinded, or poisoned from your target. So if we get stats effects, this could get rid of it. When this symbol here that you see up here at the top, whenever we're in the exploration phase and we want to heal, we could do this to do basically do healing this round. So we could basically perform healing this round. So this stuff you see here in the black is for exploration. This is for combat phase. The next one you see is Ricochet. Requires a bow. Make up to 3 attacks with a bow against different targets. Add your character level to each roll, which is pretty cool. I gave him some summoning stuff for Dimensional Bolt. Basically, in exploration, he could put this at track 3 to gain illumination for the round. Choose whether this attack deals lightning. I can tell you what these mean. Air, earth, fire, or source damage. Nope, water damage. Sorry, water damage. For each of those symbols you roll, add +2 to that attack. And then, it's a special, so we'd be rolling 3 red dice plus our weapon level. And then we've got Chameleon. So if in exploration phase we could go invisibility, we can gain invisibility. Or, during attack, I can gain invisibility for 2 rounds. While this is face up, when blinded minions attack you, you may reroll 2 of their dice instead of 1. But I gain the invisibility trait. And that goes from 4 all the way down to 1, and it costs 1. So a good way to hide and snipe. Then, so that will be the Red Prince that you see. And he has his source intact collar with 1 source on it. And then finally, we have Losay. As you can see, same typical things that are here. Mystic, Rogue. Once per round, after any dice roll, you or an ally in your space may reroll 1 die. So she allows for rerolls. So that is hers. We're making her the caster. So she will have a water wand, range 1 area, so an AoE, right? So this will hit everyone in that area when you do it. You roll 2 blue dice, and it'll be water damage. This is important when you see the types of damage you do, because the environment can boost that up. When you attack with this, for each one of these special symbols you roll, come on, don't get crazy, add +2 damage to it. So that's going to be her water wand. She will be my Hydro Fist. That's what the Watermancer is. She will have Traveler's Cloak with just +2, +1 magic, and she takes -2 fire damage if fire comes at her. Now, why did I pick that with that AoE attack? Because of her talent I picked. She has Finesse. When you use an area of effect skill or item, you may choose which allies and enemies in the target space are affected. So usually when you do AoEs, anyone in that space, whether it's a player or an enemy, are affected by whatever you do. With Finesse, I get to choose. So that's why I chose that, because she's going to be doing AoE spells left and right. First, but not now, because level 1 is kind of a little weak. I gave her Poison Dart, so she'll be a Geomancer, an Aerothurge, a Pyromancer, and soon, or a Pyrokinetic, and soon going to be dipping into some water stuff. So target dart, basically two cooldown, range one space away to a single target, 4 blue plus 1 poison damage. If your target is in your space, you may re-roll 1 die. If you roll any of those symbols, your target becomes poisoned, and if you roll at least 2, you may also apply blinded to them, which is fantastic. She is going to be having searing daggers. So range 1, fire damage. I could use this to illuminate an explore phase. You may target an oily space as an area effect. If you do, the target space becomes warm. If you roll any of those, all targets gain burning. We got blinding radiance. This is the get out of the way attack. So 2 blue. This is air damage. For each one of these symbols you roll, add +2. All targets gain blinded, and that's an area, but I could choose with my new finesse spell. And then we have electrical discharge. You may target a wet space as an area attack. If I want if I roll any special symbols, all targets gain shocked, and the area becomes charged. Derek has made some weird rogue hybrid. Oh boy, this will be funny to watch. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, so those are our characters, right? We created our characters. We don't get any gold because whatever gold you have, you'd be able to do what's called like a visit the merchant, which, merchants are underwater. They're in the air. They're above land. They're everywhere. I do have the Nemesis expansion, but I'm not including it in this playthrough, even though when we get to that point, like if we beat the game, if we continue to play and we're enjoying it, we can continue to play and we beat the game, I'll go into the Nemesis stuff. But if you wanted to do that, that's there. So the ship sunk, and then we get to know about our characters. So our first character is Los. So all your life you'd been a performer, beloved and celebrated by all, but you have a secret. Your mind has long been haunted by voices. These harmless whispers have given way to a darker voice. At times it controls you, taking over your mind and causing your body to lash out violent episodes. One thing is clear, whatever is possessing you will be made to pay. And then we have the Red Prince. With unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, you were destined to become the next emperor. Instead, you became a prince exiled from your empire, who fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Undaunted, you are determined as ever to restore your rightful seat at the throne. And then finally we have Tunguistal, a veteran of the gladiatorial arena. You have proven yourself in battle time and again. In your life of combat for pay, you have seen more than your fair share of bloodshed and death. When the Divine Order tore through your settlement in search of sorcerers, you did not go down without a fight. They tore you away from your found family, and for that, they will be a reckoning. And now we start level 1. How this game is played is over a series of rounds, right? This is our timer. Whatever we have to do on a specific map, we need to get it done before the timer hits 0. This is not a game where when the timer runs out or if you die, you have to redo everything. This is a fail forward game. So whether you win or lose, you will move forward in it. So just keep that in mind. It's not, oh, we died, we got to redo the mission. It's just that's something that didn't work for you. You suffer the consequences and then you move forward. In this game, you'll be taking on 2 phases of things. There are 3 phases. The first phase, so there are 3 types of rounds. There's the Explorer round where you can move anywhere you want, it doesn't matter, and then you pull from the Explorer deck to see what happens. You may, if you want to. Or you will enter a combat round where you're fighting until you're done fighting. And then there's a rest round where you could choose to say, this round I'm going to rest, and then stuff comes. This is a very well put together book of how these rounds work and what you can do. So those are the 3 things that you can cover. Yeah, fail forward is great. It is great. So level 1, what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, and this is where we're going to start. So it says, you wake up to the sound of waves crashing as your eyes flicker open. You squint from the blazing sun and take in a beach littered with the shattered remains of your ship. Sitting up, you sink slightly into a hot sand that stretches out along a tropical coastline. Instinctively, your hand goes to your neck. fingertips grazing the metal collar that suppresses the amount of source magic you may cast. A sigh of relief escapes your lips when you discover you are still in possession of your equipment. Now, to salvage what you can find of value from the wreckage and determine your path forward. Depending on what dangers lurk in the wilds of the island, Fort Joy may prove to be a safe harbor yet. You catch a glimpse of its looming presence on a distant hill. One way or another, a choice must be made before the rising tide forces one. So it says, take one of the ship, take out the shipwreck location deck, which is what this is, right? Then it says, set the time tracker. If you're playing 2-player to 10. If you're playing 3-player, I set the time tracker to 9. And I align the time tracker blots with these little things that are here. So we have 9 rounds to do whatever we're going to do here, and then either we'll suffer the consequences, but we'll move forward either way. Place all origins on 1 in the shallows. So this is the shallows. That is here. All right, so those are the shallows. So these are all locations that are here, and as you can see, the dotted lines let you know the pathing. Then it says reveal journal cards. So these are the journal cards. We're revealing journal cards 38, 39, and 40. This is kind of how you build your story. It will change based on what you do, but everybody starts with 38, 39, and 40. But it will change, as I said, based on what you do. While being held prisoner aboard the ship, you overhear 2 guards muttering to each other. Waves crash loudly and forcibly over the side of the vessel, but you catch a snippet of their conversation. Damn seekers running amok, one says. I'd take a bit of seasickness over dealing with rebels any day. Pfft, says the other guard. Our seafaring days will soon be over once Dallas the Hammer crushes the rebellion. So there's something about Dallas the Hammer. As you are set adrift in the ocean current and descend into its briny darkness, an ethereal voice calls out to you. Colin did a better job of this than me. It is not your time to die. Fate has seen fit to bring you to me, for you are no ordinary sorcerer, nor is this island what it seems. Source flows through everything here. Darkhand seeks a power that threatens all life on the island and perhaps beyond. I have chosen you to stop him. Answer my call, heroes. So Darkhand's up to something. So we had something about Dallas the Hammer, and then we've got Darkhand. And then finally, on board the ship, you discovered a note about smugglers on the island. The Magisters are investigating their increased activity, noting that their ventures are bringing them further into the island for some reason. So those are 3 clues that 3 threads that we could potentially follow as we go through this game, right? Potentially. We don't have to. We could just play the game and see what happens. But these are 3 threads that you get. And based on... So those are going to be... I'll put those facing up here. And then we land here. And then we begin. So when we begin, we are in the explore phase. We can move anywhere and do whatever we want. So I'm going to have Tungestal stay here. I'm going to have the Red Prince go to the cliff face, and I'm going to have Loesch go to the sandy shore. So that's the first... So basically now, once we do an origin turn, they move wherever they want. We then do the explore set. So we move, and then we determine, do we want to reveal these locations? Yes, we do. So we resolve them, and you can resolve them in any order you want. So we know that the Shallows... Is this a Shallows card? Yeah. Yeah, it's a Shallows card. So the Shallows has 4 cards that are here. So you take those 4 cards, you shuffle them up, and then you pick one. So we'll do that in a second. We have the Cliff Face, and we have the Sandy Shore. And you check them all out, and you resolve them however you want. So I'm going to just shuffle these up, not look. So I'm going to put these under here so I don't see what's happening. Boom. Whatever. Put these back. Okay. So what do we see? We see the Shallows. Large planks from the shipwreck have washed ashore here. As you drag some of the wooden boards aside, you discover some broken crates partially buried in the sand. Each origin here may make a challenge roll to search the crates. If no one does, place this card in the holding area. So if you have Cultist, Scholar or Hydrophist, you gain that much. So if I have Cultist and Scholar, I would gain 2 white dice to roll. If I have Hydrophist, I would gain another. So that helps boost your chances of success. Now, when we talk about put it in the holding area, if you don't want to do something on a card, like you look at it and you're like, I don't want to do it, you can put it in the hold. As long as it's not combat, you can put it in the holding area. On the next turn, when someone comes to that area, they can choose to do something from the holding area. So I could do this and say, I'm not going to do this round, and that'll be the end of hers. And then, because it has Cultist and Scholar, you have Scholar. Like, if the red prince was here, the red prince could move here, and instead of drawing a card, he can say, I'll do this one. But we're not going to do that because you roll red, and it's amazing. The next one that we have is the Cliff Face. A fortress stands in the distance, its stone walls nestled up against the tall rock outcropping. You have no doubt that it is the infamous Fort Joy. Squinting under the bright sun, you make out silhouettes descending upon the beach. Now, if we choose to affect this one, we'll reveal Journal Card 17 and then flip this card. And then the final one is Sandy Shore. The sand stretches out as far as the eye can see. You notice faint tracks all but erased by a warm sea breeze. 2 elven children wearing source collars splash in the nearby tide pools, but stop to look at you. You don't look like pirates. Reveal Journal Card 16 and flip this card. So, we then determine what order we want to do this. So first, I'll do the Shallows one with Tungasol. So it says that we get to make a roll with 3 white dice. But remember, her ability says when you make a challenge roll, you start with 3 red dice from here. So boom. So we'll roll 3 red instead of 3 white, and we'll see what we can get. So I got 2, 4, 5 successes. Then we flip the card and see what we get. We have 5 successes, so it says the crate contains some coins. Gain 3 money. So we gain 3 gold. So this is 1, 2, 3 gold. So, and this is party funds. Everyone shares the same amount. So we'll grab this, party funds, and we'll put party funds up there for how much money we have. Then once this is done, this will go into discard. And it's done. So then we'll resolve the next one. Let's do hers with the Sandy Shore. So this is with the kids that we saw. We'll reveal General Card 16 and deal with what's there. Let's grab General Card 16. And 16 says, the disheveled children keep their distance but call out as you walk down the beach. We tried to warn the pirate about the monsters further up the beach. One of them starts, but he ran off in a hurry. People say source flows through everything here on account of the goddess Amadia. Sometimes it brings the void woken, other times it makes new kinds of monsters. If you go up the beach, you ought to mind the vegetals. They bite and gnash and growl. With that, the children roar at you. Perhaps the tales of monsters were told to them to prevent them from wandering too far. Nonetheless, you keep your guard up. So this is something that gets added to our... There's vegetals up the beach. I'm assuming up the beach means here. So, no. Gotcha. Then flip this card. Whoever left these prints in the sand may be the best lead you've had so far in your search for your answers. You may follow the fast disappearing tracks or continue on your way. If we choose, we can leave this area and the party can go to the upper beach. If you decide not to do this, place this card in the holding area, and then the next time we go to the sandy shore, we can then go here. So that's an option to continue ours. Then we go to this last one where there's 2 people coming down the beach on the cliff face. And we'll go to 17. So it says, a few brawny prisoners appear on the beach, having made their way down from the fort. More fish washed up, one of them jokes as the others begin to salvage for supplies in the shipwreck. A word to the wise, coin can only get you so far at the Joy. Griff's always looking for more muscle. He can be your inside man just like he's done for your fellow shipmate. Darkan, who came through the port already, or through the fort already. So this is another clue towards this. This is where Darkan went, if we want to go searching for him and see what's going on. Alright, so we'll put that up in our stuff, and then we'll flip this card. Though the beach may offer more supplies, making your way to the fort could provide more direct answers. We could leave this area to go to Fort Joy and go to 5. If you decide not to go, place this in the holding area. So we've got two options of how to continue our adventure off this page. We can go to Fort Joy, or we can follow some tracks. But that ends the round. We go to the next round, and then we take turns doing our origin. So this is how exploration works. There's 3 more cards here that we can search. We can go to the tide pools. I'm going to send the Red Prince to the tide pools. I'm going to... There's monsters here, so I'm not trying to fight them just yet. I'm going to bring her back to the shallows. And I'm going to keep you at the shallows so we can search stuff. So, cool. Alright. So then we'll do the shallow cards, which we'll shuffle. Put that over here. And we've got the tide pools, for which we got that. So let's shuffle these up. Not looking. Boom. Alright, didn't look. Alright, what do we got? We've got... The storm has pushed large portions of the ship onto a craggy part of the shoreline, including remnants of the captain's quarters. Waves crash against the rocks, making the area treacherous, and you weigh the risk of investigating the wreckage against the rewards you might discover there. One origin here may make a challenge roll to cross the rocks. If no one does, place this in the holding area. If you have huntsman, animal, rogue, or teleportation, you auto-succeed. That's what that means. So the other one is tide pools. Shallow tide pools offer cool relief and refreshment for the relentless heat of the blazing sun. Crabs scuttle around the wreckage on the beach, their beady black eyes shimmering strangely with source. If an origin has Pet Pal. And the Red Prince has Pet Pal. I played this with Mark, so I already kind of know that I needed to be here with Pet Pal. If not, place this in the holding area. So, which one do we want to do first? Let's do the Pet Pal one first. So, if Origin has Pet Pal, flip this card. A small crab scuttles out of the hiding to speak up. Our goddess says you will help us, so we should help you. One of your kind came through here from the cliffs. We hid washed up shiny things from them for you. Draw an arrow consumable. Okay, so we get to draw. So in this game, you also have consumables, which I did not pull out. Let's see, summons, potions, arrow consumables. So you have these cards of arrow consumables. You shuffle them up, and we get to draw one, and that can go in our backpack. We can hold 3 items in our backpack. That is all. A bunch on our person, 3 in the backpack. So shuffle these up. We'll draw that guy. So that'll be that. And let's see what we've won. We've won freezing arrows. When you make a bow attack, you may deal water damage. If you roll any of those, your target gains frozen for 2 rounds. I would never. So consumables are things that get while this is in cooldown, so it'll go in cooldown, and then when it hits 0, you discard it. So this goes in his backpack. Actually, this goes in my hand. Oh, it's a consumable. It goes in my backpack, but I can use things straight out of my backpack. I don't have to spend an action to take something out. If I want to equip something, like armor or a weapon, that costs action points, but you can use consumables out of your backpack without the penalty. Alright, so we did that, and we're done. So that goes in discard. Then we go, we have to do our test. Well, we're going to roll our 3 red dice again, because that's just what she does. So that's 2, 3, and then this, remember, with her special ability all skilled up, that makes it a 4. So we got 4. Flip it. 3 plus. You find something of value in the wreckage. Gain a small frost rune. Which would be this. So, runes are pretty cool. Basically, it's two-sided. If I attach this rune to a chess piece, you gain -1 water damage when you would take water damage. Or, if I assign it to something within, if I assign it to the ring slot, it's or to a ring item, it says at the start of your turn, gain +1 action points if you are in a wet space. So that sounds awesome for her. And this, I believe this has to get attached to something. It doesn't. You have to socket it basically. So I don't have it right now. It's just in my backpack. Then this says, if a location card is returned to the deck, you may explore the space again to resolve the card. But this is discarded. Okay. Cool. That ends the round. Gotta go, but I like it, and we'll watch you rest later. Good luck with those dice rolls. Take care. All right, Fred, take care. So then we go round down. All right. I know y'all would love to see combat, and I know combat's here, but we're going to continue this story. So we're going to follow the footsteps, and I have not seen the follow footsteps stuff, so everybody's going to move here. And then we're going to resolve this. So the party may go to the upper beach. So we're going to move on to the upper beach. Now, when you move on, and this page is going to flip, because it is going to flip, you do this, you do this, and then a couple things happen. I want to make sure I say the right thing here. First, you would get everything cooled down, you would heal to full, you would go to 0, and then you basically, it's like you're starting brand new. So whenever you turn a page, you refresh everything. Right? Okay, so we're at the upper beach. New locale! So it says, traveling further up the beach, I've never been here. Traveling further up the beach, you begin to grasp the vastness of the island. Expansive dunes dotted with seaside scrub lead to a sheer cliff that cuts off your surroundings. Lush green foliage and tall hills hug the coastline. Oh, it'll be on the combat map. That's right. So when you flip the combat map, interlude. It's the interlude. And it says, level up if you have, recover, revive everything, refill your source, restore your talents if you have to flip it, equip and trade if you want, and then you can visit the merchant, which we could, but I don't think I have enough money to buy anything worthwhile. We could visit the merchant, but it costs money. Not yet. Okay, what was I saying? Far in the distance, you note some movement and the large silhouette of something beached in the sand. As the sun blazes down on you, clouds of toxic spores rise from seaside vegetation. That's not good. Time is of the essence if you're to avoid the poisonous fumes moving in. That's really not good. Okay, so take out the upper beach deck. So basically, we get rid of shipwreck, and we go to upper beach. Then set the timer to 9. New time. For 3 players, place all origins on 4 on the shoreline. Here. It's a wet space. That's a wet space. Not so much. Less than wet space. So these, where is it? These are tactical spaces, right? These here, sorry. These are tactical spaces. So that means that when we are in combat, we have to, basically they cost action points to move through when we're in combat. When we're not in combat, we cannot stop in these spaces. That's all it's saying. That's all that instruction says. So unless you're in combat, you cannot stop in this space. Any amount of people can be in there, And you see this +2, +2, +2. If I do a water attack here, I will also do +2 damage. If I do an earth attack here or here, then it will do +2 damage, and same thing with the enemies. Alright, so that's all that says. I've never been here before, so this ought to be interesting. Let's have... There's wreckage, dunes, but that looks like plants. That looks super bad. Hill path, cliff face, and shoreline. We'll do... Let's do U for wreckage. Let's do U for hillside. And we'll keep you on the shoreline. And let's see what we have. Alright, trust me, I'm going to get into a fight, so ease up. So we've got hill path. There are 2 hill paths I have to shuffle. Shoreline and wreckage. Yep, that's what there is. That's what's there. Okay, so I need to shuffle this and see what we're dealing with. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Yeah, Mark fights every fight. Soothing waves crash along a vast shoreline. Off in the distance you see a ship. If you can flag down the attention of the crew, perhaps they can offer a way off the island. I wouldn't recommend that. What else we got? The path here rises at a steady angle before flattening out besides a sheer cliff. A crumbling structure looms up ahead. And wreckage. When you push past thick foliage, you stumble upon a shipwreck and several maesters dead around it. Vines sprout from their eye sockets. Oh no! With shriveled eyeballs on the ends of the stalks that track your move. Oh no! Each origin here may make a challenge roll to loot the bodies while avoiding the vines. If no one does, place this card in the holding area. We need a cultist and a rogue. We have a rogue, which is a Loesch. No cultists. And no necromancer. So, yikes. Okay, okay. Maybe I might get in the fight after all. Alright, let me do this first, because if I end up getting in the fight, you get to see how that works. Oh my god, this is such a bad idea. So I'm going to roll 3 red, because I'm there with Tungestal. So I'll roll 3 red. Oh my god. 2, 4. Okay, I got 4. Oh, sweet! That could have been super bad! Alright, so you grab something of value while dodging the vines. Draw a level 1 item. Oh my god. Okay, so let's discard that. Grab the level 1 items. So, oh, those are level 2 items. Level 1 items must be over here. So we'll shuffle level 1 item deck. Shuffle, shuffle. What are we gonna find? Oh. Let's see if we find a ring or something, some ring slot, so I can socket this gem and be amazing with it. What did we find? Yes! Earth ring! So once per round, when you make an earth or fire attack, you may re-roll 1 die. Who is good for earth or fire attacks? That's you, aren't you? You do pyromancy, but I'm gonna still give it to you for right now. So we'll put that in your earth slot, and we'll attach this rune to it, so that now we've got an attached rune with a ring. It's gonna be great. Cool. Let's do let's do hill. Let's do hill path. That's my thinking process you just heard. With the sun blazing down, you tire from the climb up the path. If you search the structure, you will become exhausted. One origin here may place any 2 skill cards face down on time 4 to draw a level 1 item. If no one does, place this card in the holding area. That sucks. Just in case I have to fight, I'm going to put that in the holding area. I don't want to be without. And then finally, shoreline. The party may go to smuggler's ship. No. Reveal journal card 22. If you decide not to, place this in the holding area. Ooh, boy. Okay, so that's a potential to leave if we want. End of round. I'm going to keep you here. You're going to go to the cliff face. And let's take you to the... If we're going to fight, we're going to fight. Let's take you to the dunes. Okay, so... let's see what we got. So we've got the other hill path card, the cliff face, and there's 2 dunes cards. Right, yep, there's 2 dunes cards. So we'll shuffle them up. This needs to go here. Shuffle them up. This one. Alright, what do we got? On the dunes. Clumps of flowering grass and prickly shrubs grow out of sand in this area. A gentle breeze scatters pollen that sparkles with source energy. Each origin here may make a challenge roll to search the dunes. If you have Barbarian, I gain a blue die. Oh, I have Barbarian. Yes. So, yes, she will be doing that. We've got Cliff Face. The sheer cliff face is near impossible to climb without the right tools. However, you notice birds flit in and out of holes that pepper the rock. One origin here may make an attempt to attempt the dangerous climb. If no one does, place this card in the holding area. You need Outlaw, Rogue. Oh, she does have Rogue. She does have Rogue. Ooh, that's dangerous. A regal squeak catches your attention nearby. Glancing around, you are surprised to find a squirrel wearing a tiny skull helmet. Perched atop a skeletal cat gazing up at you. If an origin has Pet Pal, flip this card. Sweet! Let's do the Pet Pal thing first. And that is at the hill path where the Red Prince is. Flip! I am the great Sir Laura, the squirrel says by way of introduction. You shall have the honor of accompanying me and my faithful steed, Quercus, on a mission of utmost importance. We must stop the great acorn, for the very balance of life is at stake. Gain Sir Laura from the summon deck and place him in your active summon slot. What? Cool. Let's see. Summon deck. Sir Laura. What the hell is happening? Sir Laura. It sounds like a pet. So, Sir Laura, he has basically summon animal, range 0 single, rolls 2 white dice plus level. Summon at the start of each location. Sir Laura leaves if he is discarded or if the party dies. When you attack with this, if the target is undead, the attack deals it's true damage, but I can't remember what they call it here. Direct. Ignores all armor. Direct damage. It's unpreventable. But direct damage instead. So add it to my summon slot. So he will go to my summon slot, which I'll put right here at the side. Oh, it's over here on this side. Oopsies. It's on that side of the board. Okay. And then summons are temporary allies who provide you with additional actions and abilities. You can only have one active summon at a time. Most summons are temporarily created using skills or items, but Sir Laura will follow you to each new location until you discard him. See Rulebook 24. So it says... Gain, place him in the active summon slot. And his says summon at the start of each location. Sir Laura leaves if he is discarded or if the party dies. Cool. Then we'll do the dunes. So we're doing, you're at the dunes. So we get 3 plus 1 blue because I have barbarian. So this is what I'm rolling. So I got 2, 4, 5, and that symbol, because of my all skilled up, gives me 6. So that is 6 for this one. 4 plus, you discover a medicinal plant and a coin pouch. Draw a potion and gain 2 gold. Gain 2 gold. And I draw a potion. Consumable potions. So shuffle these out. Alright, we'll draw that, and we'll put these over here. So our potion we gained. Sirloin of beef. Sirloin, sit! Curative elixir. So this goes into our bag. When you use this, your target removes all negative statuses. There you go. Alright, we can discard it for healing if we want to in exploration phase. And this was found by you, so it goes in your backpack. And this is discarded. And finally, cliff face. Oh boy. Alright, so let's it'd be 3, and because I have rogue, I would gain a blue. I don't have outlaw or geomancer. Make me scratch my chin. If anybody's gonna do it, it's you. So let's do it. This could be super bad. Here we go. Super bad. So 2 plus a bunch of blanks. Alright. I'm going to use my source to re-roll these dice. Because that's silly. That's just silly. That's silly there. There we go. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank God. 2 would have been okay. Your hand slipped. Oh God. Okay, so you managed to get halfway up the cliffside before recognizing you can ascend no further. As you begin making your descent back, you spot a decayed corpse in a wide crevice. Gain 2 gold and draw a level 2 item. So we gain 2 more gold and draw a level 2 item. So I grab the level 2 item deck, give them a shuffle. Okay, we haven't run into a fight yet. Not yet, rabbit. Not yet. Oh, we need to find... Oh, that... We can go to the smuggler's ship. That's one of our outs. But we'd have to be at the shoreline and not in combat. Okay. So the hill path's done, the cliffside's done, the shoreline's done, the wreckage is done. There's just the dunes. So I think the only thing we can do is go to the smuggler's ship. Unless we search the second dunes card and see what we find. Alright. What are we drawing? It's level 2 deck. What do we got? Rusty Chainmail. Ooh. You take -3 earth damage. And this goes to our climber. This will go to you. Yeah, we're going to put that on. Put on some Rusty Chainmail, girl. And I'll go there. Give you a little bit better defense. Okay, that ends the round. So, we're going to look at this last card, and then we're going to all just we're going to do the shoreline. So, there should be just one card left for us to do, which is the dunes. And let's see what we're dealing with. Did I do this right? Oh, this. Gnarled little trees rise out of the sand to surround the simple dressed man who slashes the animated plants with a cutlass. Flip this card. Oh, it's either that or we're leaving. So we're doing this and then we're leaving. When the man sees you, he yells, "Don't just stand there! Help me!" Your party decides to help or just leave him to his fate. We're gonna decide to help him. Resolve location card A. So we'll discard this, grab location card A. Hey, you get to see some combat. Location card A. Spawn the following enemies and place this card in the active combat stack. When all enemies are defeated or all origins are downed, flip this card. Okay, so we're going to be fighting some Vegetals. This was the guy who ran off. Dumbass. Okay, so this one will be on spot 1. We're playing with if we're playing with 2 players, we would not spawn this. If we're we would spawn 3 in this location. But because we are playing 3 players, we're going to spawn 1 and 2 in this location. So let's talk about this card and what that means. Alright, so we are fighting some shambling Vegetals. We need enemy boards, A, B, and C, because it's going to be 3 enemies no matter what. And one of them is fast. So what that means is that how this works, this is the initiative track that you see on the side. Fast, origins, and slow. So fast goes before us, then we take all our turns, and then the slow go. So there's a fast one that's here, so you put it there. And then there are 2 slow ones that go here and here, respectively. Okay, cool. Now we need to get our enemies. So they're shambling Vegetals. It's just like a whole deck full of them. It's the enemy. Where did I put all of your enemy cards? This thing is getting in my way. So I need to put it somewhere where it's not in my way. Let's see. It should be all grouped together. These are all the bosses. Oh, here we go. There they are. Alright, they're V's. V, T, U. So they are Vegetals. Whoa. What happened there? Oh, they're shambling Vegetals. They're S's. Shambling Vegetals. Alright, so I'll show you these ones as they come. One will go there, and then I'll show you this one because they're all the same. I'll put this here for right now. Alright, so these are enemies. They're level 1 enemies. They have 23 health each. They have one physical armor, 1 magic armor. When I roll their focus die, they will determine, if I roll this symbol, they will target the person with the origin with the least shields. Then they will move 2 and attack. They attack at range 0, and it's an area attack, which means it attacks everyone. That sucks. Okay. They'll roll 3 blue dice and +4 to damage. This minion has +1 shield and +1 physical and +1 magical shield for each other enemy in its space. So that sucks. All right, how do we do minions or enemies in this game? What I really love about this game is it's not mini laden. What they do is they have these things. They're standees that are like that, but you won't see them, so I'll be laying them down. So, according to this card, they all start at spot 3. 1, 2, and 3. So they're all there. That's not fun. And this goes into active combat. You can have multiple active combats going on at once, but this is the first active combat that we have. Cool. Then we start. So that was the end of the exploration phase. Actually, combat doesn't start until the end of the exploration phase. So honestly, we could leave if we want. Like, we can say, well, we're still in the exploration phase. We can leave and not do this fight, but we said we were going to fight. We said we were going to help. So the exploration phase ends, and it goes to this. But we had an option. We had an option where we could leave. So now we're in combat. The whole board changes, right? Now we're in combat. Let's take it through the steps. First, we have this fast one that's going to go. So it's going to roll its targeting die. And we're going to roll and see what it's going to do. It drew that symbol, the one that I pointed out before, which says it's going to target the person with the lowest shields. So you have 3, and now you have 3. What that would mean is that if we were not in the same space, we choose who they're going to go after. But because we're in the same space, it's obviously going to be Tangastal. So it's going to target Tangastal, rolling 3 blues and adding 4 to it. This could be devastating. This could be devastating. Let's see what we got. So it's 1, 2. That doesn't do anything. They don't have that. So that is 2 damage plus 4, 6 damage. She has block of 3, so she's only going to take 3 damage. Remember, she only has 7 health. So keep that in mind. They come with a little spin down thing that I don't like, so I'm going to use these for my health. She'll get this. So she gets hit for 3 from 7, so she's going to go to 4 health. Yikes. Red Prince, of course, you'll get the red one for 7 health. And I'll give you blue for 7 health. There you go. And I'll put the rest of these away. Alright, cool. So that was this creature's turn. That sucked. So now it is the Origin's turn, because all fast creatures have gone. So now it's the Origin's turn. And we could take turns in any order we want. It does not matter. 1, 2, which is perfect. Could be, we can have you go first. And we summon Sirloin of Beef. It says summon at the start of, at the start of each location, so you're not out yet. So we can start however we want. You potentially with finesse can do electrical discharge and really hurt them. You are also my range attacker. Attack up to 3 targets with a bow against different targets. Add my roll to that. So you're gonna go first. So how does this work? Remember that action points? We give him that many action points, and then he gets to use what he's gonna do. So we are going to spend 1 action point to move here, following that dotted line. So we'll move here, so we're 1 space away from them. Then we're going to spend 2 action points putting this in the 2 slot to ricochet. So we make up to 3 attacks with a bow against different targets. So I'm going to hit all 3 of them. And my bow says that I roll 3 white dice. Before rolling, I may spend an energy to roll a red die as well. Sure, why not? I could also, for free, use the freezing arrows. Let me do that. This will be in slot 2 face up. When you make a bow attack, you deal water damage. If you roll any, they gain frozen. That's perfect. So we're going to put this and that together. That's free. And then I'll spend this last to roll a red. So this is what I'm rolling. If you're confused about what I did, let me know and I can explain it further. So roll! So you roll 2, 4, 5. So that's 5 damage for the first attack against B, who has 23 health. I didn't set their health up. So it says they get +1 for each other enemy in their space. For each. These 2 are in this space, so they actually have +3. So basically, that gets negated, and I do... Oh, wait. Yes, 1 + 2, so 3. So he will just take 2 damage going to 21. I need to split them up. I didn't roll that symbol that I wanted, which makes me sad. Oh, and I add my weapon level, so it'd be 1 more. Or sorry, my character level. So it'd be 1 more. So that's what we rolled. I am out of actions to do, right? I have no more action points. So then I cool down. This stays face up, but slides over. And this flips face down. So it's done. And then at the end of next round, it'll come back to my hand. So he's done. Your turn. You will gain 4 action points. Let's see. I can do an electrical discharge. It's not a wet space. I have to wait until they're in a wet space. So I want them to come to me. And then I could really hurt them. Let's just do a ranged area attack with my water wand. It's 2 blues. This gives 4 blues. Let's do this instead. I'm going to spend 1 to move here. And then I'm going to spend 2, 1, 2, to do poison dart. And this goes in the 2 slot. And I'll roll 4 blue dice. Against a single target that's range 1, we're going to still aim for B. So a single target within range 1. We roll 4 blue dice, and I'm hoping for symbols. Hoping for symbols. Here we go. Yeah, symbols are good. Symbols are really, really good. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. However, I got the symbol, and it says if any symbols, if I roll any of them, the target gains poison for 2 rounds. So poison's fun. Look what poison does to them. At the start of the minion's turn, they take 2 unpreventable damage. If they're undead, they would heal instead. They can't heal or be healed unless they are undead. So B, until round 2, is going to take 2. Fun. Is poisoned. And I would hit him for... And then it also says, if you roll at least 2, which I did, you may also apply blinded. So the target is blinded. What does blinded do? The minion's range is reduced to 0. When they attack the target, Origin may re-roll 1 of their dice. So they're just kind of swinging wildly for 2 rounds. And it would be 1, 2, 3 damage, but remember it's 1 plus... for each, so it's 3, so no damage is done, but I affected them with something, with some status. Some statai, if you will. Alright, you're gonna be... I'll put you there, but you're part of the slow. Okay, so she has 1 more action point left. You don't have to spend all of your action points. Matter of fact, if you choose not to do so, the next round, you gain action points plus what you saved, up to 10. So basically, I can get all the way up to 10 if I want. Do I have 1 more action I want to do? I could water wand over there. It's an area, so I will hit everything except for my character. So 2 blues. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to water wand. And we're just going to roll 2 blues. And hope we roll 2 of the symbols. Cool, 1 symbol. So that symbol says when I roll that, I get plus 2 damage. So it's 1 plus 2, 3. They all block it. And with finesse, my character wouldn't suffer any damage. But they all block that wonderful damage, and that ends my turn. She's done. We cool down. Flip that face over and slide it down. Okay, the person who took a lot of damage. I could armor break and then run away. Or I could just run away. I get 4 action points. 1, 2, 3. And this just costs 1. This sounds like a plan. So we're going to do armor breaker. Oh, only 10 if you gain haste. Gotcha. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. So this requires 2. We're going to do armor breaker for 1. Then I'm going to run for the hills. And this is going to go in our 2 slot. It says make an attack with two-handed weapon rolling +1 blue. So our attack is 3 white. And it says +1 blue. And hopefully I'll roll a symbol because that's what I want. And it's +2. 3 white, +1 blue, +2. Yes! So that's 2, 4, +2, 6. It says 6 damage plus this, which will sunder some armor. So sunder. So it's basically I do the attack, and if I roll any, gain sunder. Let's see. Lightning and the sunder. Blessed. Get knocked down. Sundered. Basically, they get -2 for 2 rounds. Let's put it on you. Friends can't help you now. And then I dealt 2, 4, 6 damage to you. -3, so just 3 damage. Going to 17. And then I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. To get out of dodge. And that ends my turn. This will flip face down, go over here and cool down. And that be that. Alright, then we go to the slow character's turn. B's first. Well, B's got some fun. So it says at the start of the minion's turn, they take 2 unpreventable damage. So you'll take 2 more. Going to 15. And then we'll determine what you're going to do. So let's talk about their behavior. Let's roll. They're going to move. So this will, and I believe the move, so it says target the closest origin. So it's going to move to the closest origin and attack. So B, the closest origins are here. So it will move here. And then it will attack. We should not be together. Because its attacks are area attacks. Yuck. So it's going to roll 3. Plus 4. Oh, let's see, it's -1 shield. And we get to re-roll one of its dice. Yuck. Not bad. We'll re-roll this. Yeah. That is nothing, friends. It's 4 damage coming in. It's 4 damage coming in, and it's an area sweep. You have 3 shields, so you'll just take 1. You have 3, and you'll take 1. Nothing else matters. So that's you. Then your turn. It also will move over here. And it will area swipe. This time, this guy is just what he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 2. So it'd be 2 plus 4, so that's 6. -3, so just 3. So I go down to 3 health. Yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle. So there you go. And then do we want to do that, or do I want... You know what I'm going to do? Let's go back to 6. I'm going to spend the source to re-roll that die. I don't like it. So we're going to spend the Red Prince's source to re-roll this die. There we go. So it would be 5 -3, so it'd just be 2, taking us to 4. It's better than going to 3. Okay. Then we go back to the top of the round. Round ends. Yep, this keeps moving. This is why active avoiding of combat is interesting. So when we roll, you're going to target the person. So this is annoying. This is annoying. These are the closest. Oh, we might be going down. 1 damage. That would be 5 damage, so it'd be 2 damage to both of us, taking us to 2 health. Okay, cool. And then it is our turn. And, oh, at the end of this guy's turn, it would have slid down. Okay. I think battering ram is called for. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just all in on it. We're gonna go battering ram. So it costs 0. It goes in slot 2. I gave you 4 energy, and I'm gonna spend all 4 to move to build up speed for battering ram. So spend all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming in with the battering ram, and it says I get +1 blue for every space I move through. So I'm going to be rolling this. +1, it's a 1 blue, so I'm rolling 5 blues. And we'll see how we do. We may win, we may lose. Well, let's see how we do. If your target has at least 1 status, I can reroll 1 die, and they do. I'm attacking D. 2, 4, +2, 6, and that symbol gains +1 damage, +1, +1, +1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then I stun it for 2 rounds. So that's 9 damage, -3, 6 damage. Oh, wait, nope, -1. 9 damage -1 because it's sundered. 9 damage -1 is 8. It takes it to 7 health. I could reroll a die. I could reroll a die to see if we can make it 6. Yeah, let's reroll 1. We don't need... Nah, it might be blank. I'll leave it. But then he becomes stunned. A minion rolls -1 die, and they don't heal when they can't attack. So that was a beautiful play. That was pretty cool. That was actually a good play. I did that. And that ends my turn, so this would shift back into my hand. This would flip and shift down. Okay, you need to move. I just need to get it down to like 4 health, 2 health. I can heal, first aid. It's 2, 4, and then dimensional bolt. Yeah, so we're gonna heal some people because we don't want to die. So we gain 4. This will go to time 3. We'll spend 2 to first aid. So we're going to roll 3 blue dice, and we'll heal for how much damage we do plus our level. So we're at least healing for 1. Let's see what else we got. 2. We're healing for 2. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted. Everything I wanted in life. Healing for 2. That sucks. So we'll go to 4. We'll move, so flip this face down because this is done. We'll move 1, and then we're going to attack with our rolling 3 white. Just do a bow attack against B. So that is just 3 damage. So it would have 3 minus 2, 1, so it's going to take 2 damage to go to 5. And I got that symbol, so it says when you make a bow attack, you may deal water damage. If you roll any of those, the target gains frozen. Frozen! This minion's movement is reduced by 1. They roll -1 attack dice, and when they take weapon damage, it would get removed. So we're just dumping all the stats on that guy, and that will end my turn. So this gets discarded. This is a consumable, so I'll put it over there. This comes back to my hand, and this shifts down 1. Okay, your turn. We need to kill that guy because it's getting rough. Why are you at 66? You should be at... Oh, I have it on the wrong thing. There we go, 23. There we go. We can do Blinding Radiance. Yeah, Blinding Radiance actually works. So we'll get 4. We'll do Blinding Radiance in slot 3. And hope we do well. We're rolling 2 blues, and I'm hoping, and +2, and we're doing that on that. Well, it's an area effect, so, but with finesse, it's just going to be the enemies. Everybody's going to enjoy this fun. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a good roll. All right, so for each one of those symbols, it's +2 damage, so that's 2, 4, 5. 5 minus 2 is 3 for you. 5 minus 1, sorry, is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. So you go down to 1 health, so you'll die. You have 3, so 5, which just would be 2. 1, 2, and you had 23. I didn't set your health either. But you'll go 1, 2, 21. And... all targets gain blinded. Hey, you get to enjoy that. You get to enjoy that. And that is 1 action it took me to do that. Alright, so this guy's dead. We don't have to worry about him anymore. We then will do... Ooh, we can light somebody up. Yeah, yeah, we got good plans. We're going to do in the 2 slots, spending 2, 1, 2, to do Searing Daggers, and we roll 4 blue plus our level. Oh, and this was +2, right? Sorry, this was +2. It was I didn't do the +2. It should have been +2. 1, 2 after you blocked it. 1, 2 after you blocked it, and you are dead. So this guy is through. Cool. You can take a spot. And we are going to Searing Daggers you, sir. We're rolling 4 blue plus our weapon plus our character level, which is 1. So 4 blue plus 1 fire damage. And if you roll any of that, that character gains burning. You enjoy this. At the start of the minion's turn, they take 2 damage. Unpreventable. It's at 2. Oh, no, that's at 1. Sorry. So we burn them, and we do 1, 2, 3, plus our level 4. And you're only blocking 2, so you take 2 damage. 1, 2, going to 17. And then our last action is we're going to Water Wand. Rolling 2 blues. And this is everybody. Everybody gets some fun. So these will flip face down. Yes, got it. So that is 3 damage. Straight up, so that's 3 damage, because that symbol gives me +2. You only block 2, so you're going to take 1. You're going to take 1. And that ends everybody's turn. This will come back to my hand on cooldown. Shift over. And everybody's done everything they're supposed to do. So be it. Okay, slow turn. At the start of your turn, you're going to take 2 damage. 1, 2, going to 14. Then you're going to roll 3 blue. Oh, who are you targeting? Either one of us. Let it be you. It could be you. Yeah, let it be you. If you go down, it's okay. So that'd be 6 damage, minus 3 would be 3 damage. You would just go down to 1, but then the attack would come again, which would suck. So you go down. So when a character goes down, that doesn't mean they are out of the game. You just lay them on their side. A player can come in, another player can come over and use an action to revive, which means give some of their health to this character to get them back up. That's what that means. Then, when your target... Oh, you were supposed to roll 1 less... When this target attacks, I can re-roll a die. Let's re-roll this one. See what we get. Nope, that'd have been worse. Okay. Cool. So she goes down. And she's down. Then, that's the end of the round. We come here. It's your turn. Who is your target? The character in your space. And you're going to roll this and see how you do. This would fall off. This would slide down. Let's see how we do. So that would be 6. Yeah, that'd be 6. I gotta take it. Minus 3, taking me down to 1 health. And that's the end of your turn. This would slide down. I'm not gonna re-roll. Well, I could re-roll this. Yeah, let me re-roll this. Okay, so it'd be 5, so it'd be 2. Okay, cool. Because of blinded, I could re-roll. Alright, so then it's one of you 2 turns. We are going to let you start off. And we're going to ricochet. And then we're going to dimension bolt. Yeah, so we're going to ricochet. Actually, let's dimension bolt first. Yeah, let's dimension bolt first. So we'll spend, this will go in the 1 slot, and we'll spend 2. It's a dimensional bolt. Rolling 3 red, plus 1. 3 red plus 1. 2, 4, 5 plus 1, 6. And we're going to let... they're not in area effect stuff, so we're okay. So that's 6 damage. Minus 2. So that's 4 damage. Taking you to 10. And then we'll flip this face down. Then we will ricochet here. Putting in slot 2, spending the last 2. And we're going to do our weapon attack for 3. Plus our weapon level. Plus our plus 1. This plus 1. Whenever I roll plus 1. Holy God. If she was still alive, I could use her ability to re-roll, but she's not. Well, that's 2 plus 1, 3. So, that the first attack is just 1. Boom. And then the second attack is 4, even better. So it's 4 minus 2, so just 2. I'm so going down this round, it's not even funny. And that will end my turn, so I will gain this. These will slide down and flip over. It's this guy's turn. Alright, what are you going to do? The person with the... I can actually split this up. I can split this up. Huh. But you're there, so it's going to go for you. So it's going to roll 3 blue plus 4. Boop, boop, boop. I can re-roll this die. So that'd be 5 minus 3, which would be 2 and takes me down. I go down. Yuck. And then this comes off. It's not looking good. Then top of the round. What are you going to do? You're going to move here and then attack for 3 blue. Oh, this didn't go in. That fell. And you have blinded, so I can re-roll 1. Right now you're at 6. I think we'll keep it at that, because then I'll cut it by 3 and go down to 1 health. And then I need to start kiting stuff, because this is bad. I could gain invisibility. Ooh, that's not bad. And this would fall off. Let's see what invisibility does. It was looking good. Not so much. Not so much. Invisibility. 18. You sure it's 18, buddy? They can be positive status effects, such as... Okay, so let's see what the invisible card does. Invisible. Enemies ignore you when choosing targets. You are still affected by area attacks and effects targeting you. When you take an action, slide invisible 1 slot. So they can't find me. They can't target me. I just go invisible. And I think I stay invisible while I attack. This seems something I should do. So, gain 4. This is going in slot 4, face up. Spending 1 to gain invisible in slot 2. Cool! So that's that. So I'm invisible. And it says 18. I just want to make sure I don't lose it if I attack something. When an ordinary enemy draws a new status, take matching status cards, apply it. It doesn't say that it falls off. They remain active. Cool! Can't target me, so let's play the kiting game. So I'm going to spend 2, 1, 2, to put this in slot 2 as well, to Dimension Bolt. Actually, staying invisible is not the ideal because they'll heal. If they can't attack anything, they heal. I won't go invisible. I just will go down if I go down. So I'll just do that. Doing that for 2 at C. And we'll roll 3 red. Plus 1. It's 2, 4, plus 1, 5. Yeah, it's 5. Minus 1 because you're by yourself. So if you go down to 4 health. Then I'll spend 2 to shoot you for 3. So let's flip this upside down. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down. 3. I'll lose my pet guy. That's how it goes. 2, 4. So it's 4 minus 1. Ugh. I should have spent 1 to roll a red. Yeah, if we're gonna die, let's just go all out. I'll wreck on that. Say I roll a red. There it is. 5. You're dead. So we took out 2 of them before we died. Cool. We took out 2 of them before we died. This goes to B, so now we have to find out what's happening with B. So you read the B card. Rising heat in the sky. The sun grows hotter. causing seaside mushrooms to bloom. Each origin must make a challenge to avoid being poisoned by the blooming vegetation. I have noble and scholar. None of those help me, so I gotta roll. I gotta roll 3 white. Oh boy! I rolled a 4. You avoid the spores, thank God. Okay. Cool, so that gets discarded. And then at the top of the round, this guy, no matter what, he's going to attack me. He's going to roll 3, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't even stop it. So that is 2, 4, plus 4, 8, minus 3. I go down. I am down. Okay, so then what happens when you lose? Let's find out. You manage to scramble out of reach, but the gnarled roots claw at your belongings before withdrawing into the sand. Lose 5 gold, advance the tracker by 1, and reveal journey card 37. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold gone. Advance the timer by 1 and reveal journey card 37. Oof. If we would have won, it would have been great, but hey, it happens. It happens. We fail forward. The man who fled when you helped him fend off a vegetal attack can be seen running down the beach. He waves his arms to catch the attention of the crew aboard a ship anchored in a far-off bay. If you chase him down the shoreline, he will have to answer for abandoning you, and you damn sure he will. So, what happens after... So, that's the end of combat. This will go in discard. Basically, combat's over. Everybody gets up, and everybody gets 1 health. You go back to 1 health. If I have to fight again, I'm screwed. I think that is... Do I do a cooldown? I think the round ends, so I have to do a cooldown. Defeating an enemy. 21. Ending combat. 48. Oh, I'm going to kick his face in. Let's see... Status. Each origin who has not taken a turn yet resolves any start of cooldown effects. So that would have ended the round, so start of cooldown effects. These would come back. This would go over. So that was start of the round. And then we lost the round. Revive with 1 health. Reset AP to 0. And then that's it. Alright, so we're ready to continue. Well, we're back in exploration phase because the fight's over. So let's go kick this dude's behind. Shoreline. So we are going to the smuggler's ship on page 6. So we're moving to page 6, which means we take this, we flip it over, and we do the interlude step. Level up. We're not gonna because we died. Revive to full health. So we're gonna go back to 7. 2 of those I could have taken, but 3 is a bit much for 3-player. We go back to 7. We get all our cards back from cooldown. We were downed, and it says, summon at the start of each location. He leaves if he is discarded or if the party... Uh-oh. Shoot. Yeah, sorry. It looks like it's got stuck for a second. I'm not sure why I did that. So we go to page 6. Page 4, 6, smuggler ship. So we go to page 6. This upper beach is now discarded. Joy is now I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'll put this at the bottom. For joy. Shipwreck. Okay, so we need to find smuggler's ship. Location cards. So, Upper Beach, Fort Joy. I have not done any of this, so I haven't opened any of this. I need to find the smuggler ship. This is level 3. Level 1. Path to shore. It's one of the level 5. It also says level 1. I'm looking for level 1 stuff. I haven't opened up at all. This is level 3. Alright, I just gotta open this crap and see if I can find them. So let's see what we got. You'll see how I can't open up these things. Oops, not that one. New territory. Yeah. Smuggler's ship, not Smuggler's Landing. Okay, not that. It's level 5. Level 5. See, this is the advantage of people who record. They get to do all this and you don't even see it. You're just like, oh, it just naturally progresses. No, it's all this. Tearing open cards and being like, what the heck is that? You don't even have to worry about it. I will have these in order for the next one, for sure. Not that. This one doesn't have a thing to open. Why? What was different about this one? This is underground ruins. 2 depths. Watchtower. Tomb of the Depths. Tomb of the Depths. Tomb of the Depths. So those go together. Okay. Still searching. Core. Nope. Good lord. There's a lot of locations. So, and they didn't put them in any order that makes sense. That's the problem. Like, it wasn't organized in any order that made any type of sense. Swamp Trail. Coastline. Abandoned Hill. Two. Nope. 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 Not that. Secret entrance. Guess we're gonna go through them all. This stack was in the thing that said level 3 locations. Just to point out how this was not packed with any sort of forethought. Is my mic cutting out? I hope not. Dude, don't scare me. Underground ruins. Okay, this is underground ruins, so these go together. City foundations. Let's see here. Come on. Smuggler ship. Level 3 stuff, right? Alright. Cool. So smuggler ship, there are 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's where we are. And this is foot passage. It was me. This all goes together. I'm going to try to keep them as separate as possible. City foundations, secret lab, core. Mount core. Ooh, Mount core, Mount core. Parkour, parkour, parkour. Mount core. And Mount core? Why are they separate? Oh, it probably is like this. Well, this is secret entrance, but then this is Mount core. Sure. All right, whatever. We're getting to the place we need to get to and not care about this silly packing. Oh, I was like, where did I put it? So let's put these over here, and we're at ship. Smuggler's ship. Out along the strand, some movement catches your attention. A ship is under siege. Though it doesn't bear the symbols of the Divine Order, you have no way of knowing the crew's affiliation. Regardless, they're likely to know more about the goings-on across the island and perhaps how to remove your source collars, if you can reach the ship to assist the sailors before the ship is destroyed. Take out the smuggler ship location, set the timer to 7 for 3 players, place all origins on 1, the Bloody Beach. Ooh, what is this here? That's a misplaced card from over here. Bloody Beach. And we begin. Well, there's only 2, and this place is locked. So we need to, it's kind of the only thing we can do right now, is the Bloody Beach. So it's the only thing we can really do to find what we want. We can't move into any of these spaces. So, 1. Oh, sweet. Combat. Spawn the following enemies. Is there something there? Yep. Spawn the following enemies and place this card in the active combat stack. When all enemies are defeated, or all origins are down, flip it. Crocodiles! So there's 3 slow crocodiles. Well, 2, 1, and... Oh my god. We should have played this 2-player. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, well, we'll do our best. Alright, so there is... All of them are slow. So all of them are slow, so I'm just going to put them in a line. There are 2 shambling vegetals. So I'll just kind of keep those 2. And all of them are slow. There are 2 crocodile. There's 2 crocodiles and 2 void. And 1 void. There are 5 things to fight on this beach. I'd like to give you an outlook of my death. Alright, so where did I put the enemy decks here? So we need crocodiles. 2 crocodiles, because, you know, the game isn't hard enough. I probably will do a lot. Like, the amount of health these creatures have is just stupendous. And, a void thing. And a void some or other. A void woken. Jesus. We're gonna die! awoken. 23 health, 3 shield, 2 magic shield. It'll target the person with the least source. Move 3, roll 3 dice. That is unpreventable damage, and it can't gain statuses. Are you kidding? We're dead. Crocodile, even better. 24 health, 2 shields, 2 magic shields. Move 2, rolls 3 white dice plus 2. But wait, there's more. If I roll any of these symbols, it gets plus 3, and I gain bleeding. So, I am beyond dead. I don't care how slow they all are. Are you freaking kidding me? So, ABC. D. And I didn't pull out the E one, because I think you can only have 5 enemies on the board at once. Screw it. I mean, the entire fight's happening. I can move around. I can move around, but let's just put you here for now. Let me see if I can find E. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. And we'll put this over here, because I'm going to die quickly. Alright, 23 health. I think they did not scale health well in this game. 24 health. Each crocodile has 24 health. 4. You have 23. And you have 23. You're all slow. Yeah, they didn't scale health well in this game. I probably would half their health, honestly. I think that would probably make it doable. And where are they all spawning? All here! Sweet! Yes! So, oh, and we do get source back when we turn a chapter. We do get source back. Okay. Cool! Cool. Cool. You can't kite them anywhere. Every place is adjacent to that, so they're moving into your space no matter what. So let's get this over with. Frickin' no. I don't know if anything I do is worth anything. I wonder if I should just be like... So that was the end of the exploration phase. We're in combat. Yeah. The health is too much. I think it's too much. It's... I don't know. I don't frickin' know. I need to get them in a water space. So... we're going to start with 4. We're going to Blinding Radiance all of them. Then I'm just going to move and water attack all of them. So Blinding Radiance all of them, which means I roll 2 blues plus 2. Let's see how we do. Cool. So that is 2 plus 2, 4. So you have 2. It says for each other enemy in its space. For each other enemy in its space. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 5 shields. Nothing. Nothing. This has 2 shields, so it'll take 2 damage and be blinded. 2 damage and be blinded. And then this has 3 shields, so it'll just take 1 damage and be blinded. So everybody's blinded. So we're just going to do a universal blind. And this goes in cooldown slot 3. Move you up here. There is no running. I wish I could. You can't run anywhere. Where are you going to go? Everything has at least 2 movement. Everything. Where will you go? So then I'll move. So that was 1 magic to do that. Then I'll move into a water space. So if they follow me, sure. Then I will spend 1 to water attack with 2 blue. I will attack the crocodile. So that is 3. It blocks 2. So 1. And I will stop. I'll save that for a rainy day. That ends your turn. Slide this down 1. Oh. Jeez. We're going to gain 4, spend 1. We're going to move here. Then we're going to do Ricochet for 2. And we make 3 attacks. And I'll spend the last one to make that 3 attacks with red. Crocodile away. That's 2, 4, 5, plus my level 6. So that's just 4 damage. 2, 3, 4, taking you to 17. And then the next target, which is the other crocodile. 2, 4, 6, 7, minus 2, 5, 17. Then my third target is going to be that nasty big beast with the 3 block. 2, 4, 5, minus 3 is just 2, taking you to 20. And then flip, you're done. Alright, you're probably going to be the first to die, so what are you going to do? We need you to move to a water space. Actually, we need you to do some attacks first. We're going to spend 2 to put down defensive stance at 5. We're going to spend 1 to do armor breaker at 2. It's the health. It's the health. They didn't do for health, which was not a great idea. They need to shrink that health down drastically for a level 1. And then we're going to make an attack, rolling 3 plus this, plus a blue, sorry, and plus 2 against Crocodile 17. So that is 3, and they all have blinded, so I get to re-roll a die. I'll re-roll this one. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, and it gains sundered for 2. So that's 5 minus 2 for right now, which would be 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is definitely something that seems a little excessive in terms of, hey, we want to crush you. Level 1 is terrible. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to move up here. So why not? Cool! All the slow people get to go. So let's start with the Shamble Death. We all have the same shields, so we'll have A come here. We'll have A come here. And I have, once per turn, when you are the target of an attack, you may slide this to the left to reroll one of the attacker's dice. But you're going to roll 3 plus 4. Hey, look at that. Boom, boom. That's fun. I get to slide this. Well, you're blinded, so I get to reroll one of your dice. And then I get to slide this to reroll another. Cool. So you are doing 2 plus 4, 6, minus 3, 4 damage. Well, 4 health. 3 damage. 3 damage, sorry. 4 health. 3 damage. Then B, what are you doing? You're moving and then attacking. You'll come down here. Roll the same dice. Yeah, there's virtually no chance. It is ridiculous. Oh, fun! You're blinded, so I get to reroll that. And because we're going to die, I'm going to spend the source to reroll that. Cool. Well, I can reroll both. Let it be the double. Who cares? So that is 4. That's 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. Hey, look, I'm down to 2 health. Woohoo! Then that was B. C, what are you going to do? Target. Person with the lowest shields. You get to come over here. I'm just going through the motions. You're going to roll 3 white plus 2. Oh, sweet. When you roll those, you get plus 3 to your attack. Let's spend this. Reroll these 2. So that is 4. 2 plus 2, 4 minus 3, which is 1. Hey, look, you only took 1 damage. I did not Steve this game. Then we can look through it. It says their health. It says the enemy health. It's just hard. And I think that's a little ridiculous. I'll look it up. Because when we played it, we were like, this is really hard. And I'll look it up. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. So let me not say I didn't play it. I played it right. For each individual minion that spawns, find a matching card for the minion and slot it into the empty. Set their hit dials on the tray to the health on the minion's card. Yep, that's right. The health is right. And then for each minion tray you place, find the standee. So, yep. How many show up is what's there. So 3-player, there'd be 3 things that are there. So in a 3-player game, Ifan and his followers space number 3 on the map and discover a squad. Since there are 3 players, the card tells Ifan to spawn 1 fast and 2 slow. Nope, I did it right. I did it right. So you were, this was D. Croc guy. Let's get this over with. You're going to move up here. Roll 3. Sweet! That's 4 plus 2, 6. 6, 3, takes me to 1 health. Awesome sauce. Then it would, this would have flipped and moved here, and this would have slid down. Forgot to do that. Yes, I am. I am removing the fence. That's why I'm not dead from an 8 hit. Then E. What are you doing? Moving. Where are you moving to, buddy? Wherever you want to go. Go to that guy. Yeah. And you're going to roll 3 red that cannot be blocked. Woo! Sweet. That is just 2 damage. Can't be blocked. Bypasses armor. Awesome. Next round. Oh, we hit a C. What happens? C. Fire cannons! Someone yells. A violent blast from the ship causes a gust of hot air to wash over you as a cannonball tears into the beach and sends sand flying through the air. All enemies in 1 take 4 damage. Hey, nobody's in 1. Sweet! Each origin one must reduce their results by 2. So then we roll this. Why? So you're gonna. This is a test roll. So the mercenary, each origin in one must reduce their results by 2. Oh, so it's just happening. Okay, so the mercenary rolls 3 red. This would be 4. I don't know how many people need to do that. Oh, this is if you're in 1. This is if you're in 1. I guess that happens. So, I guess return to the location deck. Yeah, they didn't scale this fight whatsoever. Then it's our turn. Oh, what's the point? I can't take anything down. This seems like a slog. I'm just gonna call it. Sorry, I'm calling it. Defeat. More void will can appear on the beach as though from thin air and overwhelm your position. Lose all gold and restart. And restart this location? No. Kick rocks. This automatically makes me want to not play this game anymore. This is stupid. This is not balanced. Let me go online, because this is not balanced. This automatically makes this not fun. I'm not restarting that fight. Alright, so let me look this up. Divinity, Original Sin board game. Too hard. First Reddit post. Let me put this up there for y'all to see. Hold on. This is the first Reddit post. The first link that came up. Divinity Original Sin is stupidly hard. Just got the Fort Joy. Every fight is really, really hard. Just to give you the idea, at this point in the game, you're a level 1 and have 7 health. Every enemy you come across rolls 3 damage dice at least and adds plus 2 or 3 on top of that. We've got about 3 physical armor each, so that reduces damage by a few. The enemies, though, have about 25 health each. So while it takes them about 2 attacks to down you, it takes the players about 3 to 4 to do it, and they will probably down at least one of you. I'm enjoying the game, but the level of difficulty right at the start of the game seems really unfair. Anyone else seeing this? Did you try to run a really heavy chest of them? What happens if a player is downed? I already know that. Kind of like the computer game, it requires you to pick an optimal I don't like games that do this. I do not like games that do this. Pick the most... You have to fight a certain way to win. Screw that. Focus fire, I do that. Start with skills that create effects. Once again, you have to min-max. It's kind of me. What's this? Yeah, and then people are talking about it didn't. Yes, the game is widely considered a very difficult game, especially at the start, due to steep learning curve and challenging initial action, potentially unbalanced encounters that can overwhelm players with their strong enemies and high damage. While some strategies, such as focusing on enemy combos under certain talents and prioritizing environmental effects, can help overcome tough challenges, the game's difficulty can feel uneven and frustrating for new players. Yeah, I would have to... I'm going to house rule the hell out of this game. This is stupid. This is stupid. Not quite as divine as I'd hoped. What's this one? Oh, that's the boss fights. Yeah, it is skewed against 2-player. Also, I'll be honest, I'm only looked at spoilers just because it's pretty lengthy. I found all those bosses you mentioned, but video game rules. Picked as a talent, I think. When playing with one of the 2 characters, a lot of the following. +2 AP recovery per turn, 30%. Oh, that's a video game. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Everyone seems to think this. Larian, really? And the games are too hard to kill. Due to my experience with the games like this, RPGs, I thought the game is pretty easy, even on hardest. Kick rocks. Yeah, no. I'm gonna house rule this. Alright, we're gonna do some house ruling. Because this is my first for it. I didn't realize that it was gonna be this impossible. Yes. Stop giving tips for that. Just let me go to BGG. I'm gonna go to BGG and see what people posted in there. I usually don't complain about difficulty in board games, but I've never played a game that was this difficult. I don't want to get into spoil terror, but it's like the difficulty is way too high. I felt the exact same way. I started a 2-origin campaign. I found some locations varied. I restarted with a 3-origin. A lot more balanced. Thanks for the reply. In my opinion, you should have a balanced party of 4, just like the video game. You should. That's a garbage response. Don't make your game 1 to 4 player where you can play 2 to 4 if you're supposed to play with 4. That's a garbage response. Yeah, that doesn't help anybody. Let's see if someone house rule things. Let's go to files. Because I'm going to do it if someone hasn't done it already. Barrel, save sheet. What's the FAQ going on? Yeah, that's not good either. Okay, we might take a pause here, and then I'm going to house rule and come back with something better. This is ridiculously skewed. And I think a few people will just be like, oh, cool, this is how you play the game. The end, pack it up, and sell. House rules. Okay, this says house rules. Divine tracker, epilogue video links, notes section, dice rolling, location, page overflow. So where's your house rules? Okay, let's see what you got. What you got? House rules. Alright, what we got for it? Level up, market, rework, combat. I might be done with this game. This makes it harder. This makes it harder. Wow. When prompted to restart a location, defeat it instead, lose half your gold, then follow one of the conditions. If there are minions still on the board and the time tracker hasn't hit, distribute 20 hit points amongst origins of your choice, then each origin places one random skill on cooldown 3, then continue the location. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm not restarting this. This was cool. This... Yeah. No. No. I think I'm kind of done. When I got to the first fight and I was like, okay, well, you fell forward. I was like, okay, well, I fell forward. That's at least a thing. And maybe I'll level up to the point where I could do something. But when it was like, lose all your gold and start over. No. That just lost. You just lost me. I'm feeling very poorly about the unplayed version of this sitting on my shelf. Yeah, that's ridiculous. First of all, level 1 enemies should not be doing that amount of damage. Blues are tough. Like a crocodile's it's max hit. Max hit. And let's say it's 2, 4, 6, 8, or max hit 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Max hit. $11 health knockoff on a level 1 character where each character only has 7 health. Are you kidding me? So that means if I roll that, it can one-shot a character even with shields. It can just one-shot a character. That should never be a case. Yeah, we're done. We're done. So, what I like about this game is... Oh, no, this is not your fault, Fred. You didn't know. You had no idea. So what I like about this game is the book is cool, moving around is cool, discovering stuff is cool. Combat is horribly engineered. Horribly engineered. So, yeah. And I think that's what ruins the game. That's stuff that ruins games, where people are just like, I'm going to immediately kill this thing and get rid of it. I could spend the time house ruling this game, but I have other games I could play. So, instead, we found that out our very first attack roll. Yeah, we talked about it, yeah. Yeah, so this game I'm done with. I'm going to cancel the other two and then move on to something else. And we'll have fun with it. I might play Nemesis tomorrow. Maybe. I'm having fun with that. That game's brutal, but it's brutal fun. This is just silly. This is like insult. This is the type of game where I talk about it. It's punishment for the sake of punishment. It should not be this hard. At all. Level 1 monsters' health. These level 1 monsters should probably have the same health as us. And if we one-shot it, that's fine. I mean, they have shields. The Shambler, for instance, has a cool effect that stops us from one-shotting it. But they should have the same health as us, number 1. Number 2, the amount of dice they roll should be the same amount as us. So to me, level 1 monsters should roll 3 white dice. Done. 3 white dice and that's it. That's all they do. No plus, no nothing. It's just 3 white dice. If they roll a blank, they roll a blank. And the reason why it's because if we roll this, their shields still block it. So it's like rolling a blank. So this should be all level 1 monsters roll. I want to know... I love the IP, and that's what pisses me off. I want to play more, but I would have to house rule the hell out of combat, and I don't think I have the time for that. Doing this to do plus 3 damage is stupid. So, to me, this should be all they roll, no modifier for level 1s. That's it. This level 1 Voidwoken shouldn't be rolling the toughest dice. It should roll like 2 blues. It should roll the 3 and maybe a blue. Make it a little bit tougher. Like, that's just off the top of my head how to scale this crap. Anyway, it's a missed opportunity. The game looks beautiful. Maybe Colin will play more of his, because he'll probably do a better job than me on this when he plays. But, like, it's a beautiful game. It looks fantastic. And the combos that you can... I mean, there's so much to do. Look at all these maps. There's so much to do on this game that just feels pooped on by poor combat. So, anyway. Yeah, but to me that should be... It should be, if you want to scale with players, you should have player health, and then you should kind of scale up per player level. So let's say this thing starts at 5 health. It's 5 health times player level. So when you're level 2, it's 10 health. So when you're level 3, it's 15 health. So it will scale. And then the players won't be OP. Like, that's the thing. It's an easy fix. That's not something that's hard. Crocodiles. You can give them 6 health times player level. And then it will scale. And you don't have to feel like you're about to die. It's an easy fix. It's so stupid. That's what makes me mad, because this looks like... This is a cool looking game. You can have the sheer amount of abilities that you can have. These are all the different schools with these and they give you these cards to kind of separate them out. That you can really power up. You can really get some cool stuff with your character. So that's cool. This is just stupid. And I would have to homebrew every enemy card, which is not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. We'll just play something else. Cool. Alright, well, we gave it our best effort. We gave it our best effort, but this is where it's going to end. I'm going to update the thing to delete the 2 and add something else for us to play tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah, so that's going to be all. Cool. Yeah. That's... What a downfall to a very easy fix. If Larian would have at least talked to a board gamer, or done testing with a board gamer, maybe they could have avoided a lot of these things, but I have other games to play and I can't spend time on this. So, cool. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm so sorry that this did not work out for what I would like, and hopefully we'll see what happens. So, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to package this up and send this back to Fred. But we're going to get out of here. And Fred, you're going to get a new insert. So I 3D printed an insert for you if you like the game, so to make things look good. And you get 3 painted minis with it. How about that? So that's going to be it. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks to my patrons, subscribers, and if you're not coming in the Hangout, thank you as well. I will see you tomorrow for... I might play something else today. I feel let down. So I might play something else today, but if I don't, I'll see you tomorrow for the lunchtime stream, and then streaming at night. Until then, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Bye, everybody.